The O Cannabis Conference and Expo returns to Toronto June 1st through the 3rd, and there's still some good booth locations available. This exciting event is free for cannabis retailers and will feature Tommy Chong receiving a Lifetime Achievement Award at the O Cannabis Industry Awards. For more information about exhibiting or to register to attend, go to ocannabis.com. That's OCANNABIZ.com. Germany's medical marijuana program has Portugal in FOMO mode as they're likely to legalize some recreational cannabis. St. Vincent is going to be the first Eastern Caribbean state to export medical cannabis. And then Thailand wants to invite some foreigners to come and play as they decriminalize cannabis and home grow, all coming up.
It's only entertainment.
Welcome back to The Talking Hedge. I'm Josh Kincaid, capital markets analyst and host of your Cannabis Business Podcast.
Portugal decriminalized all drugs a long time ago. I don't remember when, 10, 20, probably, definitely over 10 years ago, like 20 years ago, maybe 30. I don't know, a long time ago. Point is, nothing happened. Everyone was worried about it. They thought everyone was going to shoot up. What they ended up doing is just kind of, rather than sending police out, they sent out medical experts or whoever to go and kind of corral these folks into, doing it somewhere else. So they got them into rehab or whatever, and fixed a lot of the issues. So you don't necessarily walk on the streets of Portugal anywhere and run into a lot of those issues. Not that I've seen or heard. I know people who've moved there, lived there. So it's a decent opportunity to then legalize. Why they waited why they waited so long, I think more has to do with the UN, the US, and the fact that they're part of a European Union sort of kind of takes some decision making out of the game, right? The euro is a big part of that, and there's going to be limitations and restrictions in place if they have this narcotic or this drug. And so a lot of these people have been hesitant or reticent to do anything about it. Decriminalizing is one thing, but then to capitalize on it is maybe another. But with Germany and I think there was a Cyprus or somebody else decided to jump on board, and then it's a domino effect, right? As soon as the WHO and the UN and the US all kind of the writing's on the wall in the US, and everyone knows that, and there's been no rebuttal. So one of the most underrated stories, in my opinion, of last year was the Uber Eats. The reason is because they didn't have any investor pushback. So when a company can go up into Canada and start delivering, when they went from food in the US and everywhere to then cannabis in Canada, no one cares. That's a story in and of itself. That's part of the reason why people are doing this, and why, in the US Republicans are getting behind it, is because there's no pushback. There was for a long time that drug addicts and hardcore 3 strikes and you're out. Now people are like, these people aren't criminals, and we need to, change the way we do things. Might as well make some money. And that's ultimately what it's all about. Portuguese seems fairly similar to myself, maybe some of you guys, where culturally they look favorably on the herb rather than pharmaceutical solutions provided by Big Pharma, and accordingly often on the cutting edge of many remedies that result on being openly concerning, such as inspiring research and development. I just think they've seen what drugs do, and they want to get away from it and look for more natural alternatives. On the flip side, the Caribbean, battered by 2008 collapse and everything, just like Portugal and Europe was. St. Vincent, being part of 11 other states in the Eastern Caribbean, have banded together, or at least these guys have got 110 pounds sent to Germany, making them the first of the Eastern Caribbean states to export. So they're pretty excited about that. Jamaica gets all of the love, but you're going to see a lot coming out of Puerto Rico when federal legalization happens, just because of the rules and laws surrounding Puerto Rico and the tax advantages of being there. You'll probably see something to that effect, but it's not ideal. I don't think Florida and the humidity is ideal, but you do get about 6 months probably of of growing between January and December. And so maybe that's a winter season for Canada to go off to the Caribbean and grow the other 6 months out of the year. I don't know, but I can't imagine that this is going to be super high quality. Jamaica isn't really known for high quality. They're known for ganja, yes, but they're not really known for top strains or whatever. People were flocking there in 2018, and I was just shaking my head going, you guys have no idea. If you knew Act 60, which was Act 20, Act 22 in Puerto Rico at the time, you wouldn't be wasting your time, especially CBD companies. They should be flocking there right now. Some people are flocking to Thailand. They want to decriminalize cannabis and home grow. So in Thailand, their Food and Drug Administration, they're letting people run around with quote happy brownies, but it's 0.2% THC. So I'm not really sure how happy you're gonna get. Uh, we'll see. Maybe some locals are gonna throw something else in there. When I was out in Asia, I lived in Japan for a while, a couple years. I've been to South Korea and Thailand a few times, and it's a lot easier getting hash than it is flour for sure. Pretty easy to get some hash, great hash too, but I'm not sure I would want to deal with 0.2%. But it does kind of bring some of the interesting folks out. Terry Booth, previous CEO of Canopy Growth, who left like $3 billion in malinvestment to write off. He's jumping in to the game. Australia's capital, that's part of his company. So I don't know. I'm not sure. He's just maybe drumming up some interest to try and sell to some people. I don't know. I'm a little skeptical of people that jump into, leave $3 billion to write off, and people who jump into PPE or who jump into psychedelics. Like, that's cool. Go ahead and be a carpet bagger. Go ahead and be, a grifter. You want cash? Go for it. That's cool. But I do question anybody who again, leaves $3 billion to write off. We'll see what you're able to do with Thailand. But I think the whole point of the story here is that legalization is happening all over. You're seeing international distribution. You're seeing companies that are getting capital that are moving not just within their own borders of their country, but overseas. Burner with Cookies did that. He has a licensing agreement in Europe, and I think Australia, maybe, but he's at least over in Europe. So companies like that are going to have massive first mover advantages, because if you can have that kind of consistency in branding, branding's not really a thing yet. It's all about pricing and, highest effects at the lowest price point. But ultimately it's going to be about branding. And so those that get in there first are going to have access to capital and distribution and all of those things. So, I think right now is going to be a continuation of consolidation, and looking for partnerships and opportunities and expansion and automating, whether it's burgers or cannabis. Automation is going to come fast. So we have a lot of videos on cannabis automation on a playlist. I've been calling for that for a long time. And eventually, when you have legal global products, you'll probably see some pre-rolls and huge factories of full automation come out of places like that. So that'll be interesting to see for sure. I'm going to try in June down to get to the world's largest indoor grow in California. So it's starting to get big, starting to get interesting, and there's going to be a lot of folks that are having FOMO themselves and start throwing stupid money that we've been calling for a long time, with incredible valuations and acquiring businesses at scale and speed. And it's going to come from, folks like Terry Booth that run out and grab headlines like this and then sell it off, and others that try to do the same thing and follow suit. So again, the whole point is that once you have international markets, it's game over. Like, these people aren't going to start pulling back or penalize anybody. It's game on. And I think they're waiting for something, but it's a matter of time. So I believe that the lobbyists that want to push for it are holding back so that they can get a better grip on it, so that when legalization does flip, that they have a massive stranglehold over so many. And you can either give up and run away, or somehow rise from the ashes and create, a local brand or something that's more connoisseur. I don't know, that's cliche. There's a lot of people that are trying to do that, but the execution of it is different. And so when big cannabis comes, it's going to, just like, up in Canada with Tilray, people, found that they don't want those products, and they're going to go to something probably like a Cookies or a local brand like Hank up in BC that produces products that people want. So all in all, legalization, globally is here because the court of public opinion says so. So as soon as the regulators catch up to what the people have already deemed to be decriminalized and socially legal, we'll all be able to catch up to the big boys. So
with that, we're going to roll this one up. I'm Josh Kincaid. This is The Talking Hedge. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, or don't, and I'm out. Don't forget to smash that like button on your way out and check out these other videos that we've got.